principle of arc welding. Now we are going to see about the principle of arc welding. The arc welding consists of arc welding machine, work lead, electrode lead, electrode holder, flux-coated electrode, clamp and metal plate. In arc welding, the electrical energy is converted into heat energy. In arc welding process, an arc is produced between electrode and workpiece. The current passes through the workpiece and the electrode, which produces an electric arc. Due to the heat developed, both the electrode and the base metal get melted. The electrode and workpiece brought nearer with a small air gap of below 3 mm approximately. Slag protects the weld pool from oxidation and heat loss, meaning slow cooling. Slow cooling avoids distortion and brittleness of the joint. We will discuss further details of welding in the next videos. Application of arc welding. Let us see some of the applications of arc welding. Some of the applications of arc welding are fabrication of pressure vessels, structural steel work, joints in pipe works, construction and repair of machine parts, repair of broken parts, etc. Introduction to welding. In this video, let us see the introduction of the welding. Metal plates, welding filler rod, fusion welding. Now we are going to see fusion welding. The fusion welding consists of In fusion welding, the metal at the joining area is heated to a molten state. The pressure is not applied during the welding process, hence it is also called as non-pressure welding. Two separate metal plates are joined by using fusion welding method. Tungsten inert gas welding. Here we are going to see the function of tungsten inert gas welding. The TIG welding consists of power source, coolant system, gas valve, regulator flow meter, shielding gas cylinder, remote control, gas in, gas out, work clamp, coolant in, coolant out, workpiece, torch. Filler rod, shielding gas nozzle, non-consumable tungsten electrode, In this process, an electric arc is produced between a non-consumable tungsten electrode and the workpiece. By supplying the electric power and the inert gas from the cylinder, it passes through the nozzle of the welding head around the electrode. The inert gas surrounds the arc and protects the weld from atmospheric effects, and hence defect-free joints are made. It is also used for the combining of dissimilar metals, hard facing, and the surface of metals. We will see the MIG welding in the next video. Metal inert gas welding. Here we are going to see the function of metal inert gas welding. This process is also called as gas metal arc welding. MIG welding consists of power unit, wire spool, shielding gas cylinder, shielding gas control unit. In this arc welding, the electric arc is produced between a consumable metal electrode and workpiece. Shielding gas inlet, consumable electrode, contact tube, shielding gas. During welding, the arc and the welding zone are surrounded by an inert gas. Submerged arc welding. Let us see the submerged arc welding. This welding is also known as sub-arc welding or hidden arc welding. The submerged arc welding consists of vertical movement, horizontal movement, electrode wire, flux feed from hopper, roller. In this welding, an electric arc is produced between consumable bare electrode and the workpiece. The flux powder is fed in front of the moving head. When the arc is produced in the welding zone at the end of the electrode, the arc is completely covered by flux powder. Electroslag welding. In this, we are going to see about electroslag welding. Water-cooled molding plates are placed over the plates. The water passage pipeline. The flux powder is poured in between the weld plates. Consumable electrode tip is positioned near the bottom of weld plate. Arc is generated for melting the flux. The molten slag formed over the molten metal, and the molten metal is formed over the coalesced metal. Arc welding equipments. A visual representation of arc welding equipments are shown in this video. The arc welding equipments are as follows. Arc welding machine. Electrode holder. Electrode lead. Flux-coated electrode. Earthing clamp, earthing lead. Electrode holder. Let us see the use of electrode holder in arc welding. The insulated handle clamps onto the electrode. The welder holds this device during welding to control the arc. We will see the use of earth clamp in the next video. earth clamp. Now, we are going to see a 3D model of earth clamp and where it is used. The earth clamp is one of the main parts of welding process. It is used to connect the earth cable firmly to the job welding table. Safety devices. In this video, we are going to see the uses of safety devices in arc welding. The safety devices are as follows. Safety boots. The safety boots are used to protect the feet from heat. Hand gloves. Hand gloves are made of leather. It protects the hands from sparks and heat. Apron. The apron is made of leather. A leather apron is used while welding to protect the body from sparks. Face shields. Face shields are fireproof material with dark glass. The face shields are mainly used for protecting the eyes from the high-intensity glare of the welding arc. Chipping hammer. The parts and functions of chipping hammer is shown in this video. The chipping hammer is chisel shaped on one end and is pointed at the other end. It is used for removal of slag and spatter from the welding bead. We will see the use of wire brushes in the next video. Wire brushes. A visual representation of a wire brush is shown in this video. The wire brush is made from a large number of steel wire bristles. It is used to clean the surfaces of joints before and after welding. We will see the use of tongs in the next video. Tongs. Let us see the use of tongs in arc welding. Tongs along with job. The tongs are used to hold the hot welded jobs. Butt joint. This video explains about the butt joint. A butt joint between two plates is shown. It is a joint between two members aligned approximately in the same plane. This is a very general weld joint. Lap joint. This video explains about lap joint. Lap joint between two plates is shown. It is a joint between two overlapping members. Corner joint. This video explains about corner joint. Let us see the 3D demonstration of corner joint. It is a joint between two members located at right angles to each other. This is used in the manufacture of square and rectangle shapes. T-joint. This video explains about T-joint. Let us see the 3D demonstration of T-joint. It is the joint between two members located approximately at right angles to each other in the form of a T. This is used in fabrication of typical shapes. Edge joint. This video explains about the edge joint. Let us see the 3D demonstration of edge joint. It is the joint between the edges of two or more parallel or nearly parallel members. Comparatively difficult weld joint. Setup for metal arc welding. In the previous video, we have seen the principle of arc welding. Now, we are going to see the general setup for metal arc welding. The metal arc welding consists of arc welding machine, electrode holder, clamp, electrode lead, work lead, negative terminal, positive terminal, and electrode. The work lead is connected to the positive terminal of a DC welding machine. The electrode lead is connected to the negative terminal of a DC welding machine. The electrode holder carries the electrode. This is the general setup of arc welding. The sequence of steps involved in arc welding is explained in the next video. Sequence of steps involved in arc welding. Here, we are going to see the sequence of steps involved in arc welding. The arc welding consists of arc welding machine, electrode holder, clamp. The edges are to be cleaned with wire brush. Striking the arc. The tip of the electrode scratches on the parent metal. After scratching the tip of electrode for a moment, a gap of 3 mm approximately is to be maintained. The electrode should move along the length of the joint, maintaining the arc and avoid the distortion during welding. At the end of the run, slag coating present on the bead is chipped off and then the area is cleaned with a wire brush. Two dissimilar metals are joined by using arc welding. Distortion. Now we are going to see about distortion. Job. Distortion is the change in shape and difference between the positions of the two plates before welding and after welding. Weld crack. Let us see about weld crack. Job. Weld crack is discontinuity in the weld zone, which is called weld crack. porosity. Now, we are going to see a visual representation of porosity. Job. What is porosity? Porosity means small voids throughout the weld material. It is called as porosity. Lack of penetration. Now we are going to see about lack of penetration of welding. Job. Lack of penetration means that the weld depth is not up to the desired level. It is one of the defects of welding. Solid inclusions. In this video, we are going to see about solid inclusions. For our understanding purposes, here we take a 3D model of a welded job. We are going to find out the defects from this job. The solid inclusions are occurred in this job. What is solid inclusion? The solid inclusions are any non-metallic solid material entrapped in the weld metal.